All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're looking live at the scene here tonight in Indian River, Michigan. I mean, this one is certainly going to live up to the hype from all across northern Michigan, especially here in the Ski Valley. We're pleased to be bringing this one to you. We're pleased to have you tuning in with us here on a Tuesday evening in February in Michigan. Charles Strail along with Shane Smith here, getting you ready on the Gaylord Eye Care Center pregame show. Shane, we talked about it before we even got here today. These two teams, it's not often you see a game with two teams with 17 wins in their back pocket, and we get treated to a dandy of a game here tonight.
17 wins in their back pocket and fighting for either outright win of the Ski Valley Conference Championship with the St. Mary Snowbirds or a shared part of that championship if the Bulldogs were to pull out the win here tonight. And we're expecting fireworks as this one went right down to the wire in overtime here last month when these two teams played. It was like a 51-47 game if I recall. And these two teams have a lot to play for tonight. So, Charles, I'm excited here. The gym's full. It was senior night, so you got extra folks here. The band's here to get the crowd extra motivated. We've got about as good of an atmosphere as one could hope for a game of this caliber.
So we'll break it down here for you if you're just now kind of tuning in. The Gaylord St. Mary's Snowbirds this week have a jam-packed week.
Yeah,
they play here tonight versus Inland Lakes, and they'll play Thursday versus Harbor Springs, and then they'll play Saturday versus Lake Leelanau St. Mary. So the combined total of wins for Gaylord St. Mary's opponents this week, Shane, do you want to take a stab at it?
We're looking at probably right around the 45 to 50 win mark.
I'll give you a hint. It's north of 50 combined wins for the three opponents that they're playing this week. And for the Inland Lakes Bulldogs, Shane, you touched on it. If they can secure the win here, they secure a share of the Ski Valley Conference Championship. This game went to overtime the first time these two teams played back in January. That game was at Gaylord St. Mary High School. That was a thriller. We anticipate to see a lot of the same here. Both of these teams like to play similar styles, and we anticipate that this game will live up to the hype one way or another just based off of how they play stylistically. They want to get in your face. They want to press you. They want to get as many possessions as possible, Shane.
Yes,
and
indeed.
It really comes down to which team will shoot better from the free throw line and which team will shoot better from the three-point line. We're going to go ahead and step aside here. This has been the pregame show presented by the Gaylord Eye Care Center and Vision Source. We're going to step aside, and when we come back, we'll have our national anthem starting lineups, and then finally some Ski Valley Conference basketball. Hang with us here, folks. You're watching high school basketball on Next Level Broadcasting. We'll be back after this.
Vision Source and Gaylord Eye Care are proud to be offering their services to local communities across northern Michigan. With locations in Gaylord, Boyne City, Bel Air, and Sheboygan, they're committed to serving you and providing a trusted source of credentials and expertise. If you're struggling with anything vision related, then don't hesitate to schedule a consultation and meet their friendly and experienced staff for yourself.
Are you interested in building a new home or renovating an existing one? With over 100 years of combined experience, J&J Construction is one of the most reliable and respected general contractors in our service area. J&J is a trusted construction partner valued by architects, subcontractors, financiers, and most of all, their clients. J&J Construction has been completing quality homes and improvement projects that add value to the communities they serve. They bring a passion for innovation and a commitment to quality to every job they do.
right there, we had a nice tribute of the national anthem performed by the Inland Lakes High School Marching Band, and now we're getting ready to meet and greet the starting lineups here tonight between the Gaylord St. Mary's Snowbirds and the Inland Lakes Bulldogs. Starting for the Snowbirds, it will be Peyton Glasby, Alyra Cook, Kaylee Jeffers, Emery Bloost, and Lily Keister. 5 starters for the away team, the Snowbirds here tonight. Snowbirds in blue, and the Bulldogs will be in their home whites.
And number 24, Kaylee Jeffers. The Snowbirds are coached by Mr. Pat Schultz, assisted by Jim Jeffers and Ken Blues. And now for your Lady Bulldogs.
And now the starting lineups for the Inland Lakes Bulldogs. It will be starting at guard, Elizabeth Furman, junior number 11, Mary Myshak. And if you look at this Inland Lakes roster, only 2 seniors on the roster as Chloe Robinson is introduced. The only 2 seniors, Tara Clancy, Brooklyn Lebrecht, and the rest of this Inland Lakes team very young. But here is Brooklyn Lebrecht introduced on her senior night tonight. 2 seniors in the starting lineup for the Bulldogs, 4 juniors, 1 sophomore in the starting lineup for the Gaylord St. Mary's Snowbirds. So this one should be a fun game here tonight as we're getting ready to rock and roll from Inland Lakes High School. Well, Shane, as I welcome you back in.
Thank you, Charles.
I know that you're really looking forward to this one because, you know that when these 2 teams square up, it's always going to be a rock fight. And we certainly anticipate a lot of that here tonight. And
I couldn't agree with you more as we get ready here. Our camera's all taken care of. Both teams about to square off. Beginning with tip-off here. Miss Glasby for the Snowbirds in the ring to begin this one. And the Bulldogs will take it with Elizabeth Furman.
Yeah, right now you want to watch the St. Mary defense. They're going to really press up into man-to-man defense. Can Inland Lakes handle the pressure? And what does St. Mary do on the switching of these cuts for the Bulldogs?
Up and away, the first 3 shot of the game, no good from 3, Elizabeth Furman. And that's the opposing 3, Miss Glasby getting it back here for the Snowbirds. She works down the court. Jeffers with it now, one of the top 3-pointing shooters in the Ski Valley Conference.
Yeah, you got to watch out for Jeffers, and Glasby is really the Snowbird who can stretch the defense as Cook takes that one and misses the first 3 of the game for the Snowbirds.
They rebounded by Furman. We got a jump ball, and it'll stay down here at this end with the Snowbirds.
So one of the things that we've talked about in the pregame show, Shane, which team was going to be able to shoot a better percentage from 3 tonight?
Both already tested out the 3 ball a couple times this evening, so we'll see how things go. Glasby gets that one right at the free throw line, gets past Lily Keister momentarily. She gains it up, throws it off towards Blues. Too hot for her to handle, and the Bulldogs will take it back.
Yeah, that pass was kind of thrown right at Blues' shins. It's a tough one to handle, and the Snowbirds turn it over on their opening possession.
Brooklyn Lebrecht here gets off the inbounds pass, and another turnover. That was Chloe Robinson, caught that one right in the hands. Couldn't hang on to it, back the other way.
Maybe some nerves for both teams here early as they each have an early first quarter turnover.
Yeah.
Kind of unforced as well. Uncharacteristic for these 2 teams. Usually they're forcing their opponents into turnovers as opposed to having unforced ones of their own.
Well, that's what happens when you got 2 big dogs in the fight here. Another 3-point try up and away, and it bounces in from Emery Bloost.
Emery Bloost gets a friendly roll off the kind iron there to hit first here for the Snowbird. That's a shot that you probably don't see go in all that often from how many times it hit the rim.
That's right. So a quick 3-0 start here. Minute 10 gone by so far in the ball game. Swinging it around. Elizabeth Furman with the ball now at the top of the arc. Gets that one off to Tara Clancy, who's got Glasby hanging all over. Lets that one go to Lebrecht's feet. Glasby still trying to gather this one up. We're back at the logo now, as Lebrecht works this one back in. Pass off to Myshak here.
Yeah, Myshak just trying to make it hand up. And it is, looked like a turnover, second one for the Bulldogs, so the Snowbirds force another turnover. And right now, St. Mary defense maybe impacting the Bulldogs a little bit more than the Bulldog defense on the Snowbirds.
That's right. As we work this one in here, that'll be a foul coming up against the Bulldogs as Jeffers tried to work that one in. No, it won't be. Apologize. He just lost control of it there. No contact, so it'll be a turnover back to Inland Lakes.
So right there, you got to take heed of that because there was a lot of contact there, but
Yeah.
both teams noticed that there was no call called on that drive, so you're going to be able to get away with a little bit more contact than you might really be used to.
Right.
So you can make that adjustment and keep that in the back of your head as you proceed into this game now.
And there will be a ticky-tack foul here on this end of the court.
Well, everything I just said,
Out the window.
toss it out the window on Interstate 75 because that call doesn't match what the previous call was.
Yeah, it does not. Not one bit. So it'll be my shock here getting this one off to Chloe Robinson. 2 minutes gone by in this one, and it's only a 3-0 ball game. The one lone three made by Emery Blust here. Bulldogs looking for their first bucket. As Furman gets this one, tried to pass it off, broken up there before Chloe Robinson could get a handle on it. The Bulldogs will take it back. Glasby here to inbound. A long pass up court here to Lily Keister. Back over to Jeffers. Up and over. No good. Keister trying to get it back. And that will stay here at this end with St. Mary.
Shane, was it me or did it seem like that ball hung in the air for an eternity on the
It
inbound
did.
pass?
I couldn't believe it. That was like a Hail Mary in football. Blust here right under the basket. Shoves that one up top. Another three-point try. Bounces off from Lyra Cook.
Yeah,
Go back the other way.
Lyra Cook right there just didn't get it. Looked like she was trying to determine if she wanted to go for the bank shot or just try to put it up nice and soft. But this is the pressure St. Mary is capable of defensively.
Bulldogs trying to get past the logo here as we finally get inside the paint with Lebrecht. She'll send that back over to Furman. Still looking for the first points of the game as a three-point try up and away, no good from Myshak. Cook there on the rebound, tossing things around. That'll be Lebrecht knocking things out. The Snowbirds will still have it.
I mean, I think if you told people that it'd be a 3-0 game 3 minutes into the first quarter, they'd laugh at you in your face. But that's where we're at. These teams just really locking down on the defensive side right now. Offense trying to find their footing.
The majority of the games that these two teams have played, they've held their opponents to 40 points or less all season long. So they know how to play defensive ball, and we're seeing that here, a clash of the defensive titans in the Ski Valley. That's why they're both fighting for first place as that one goes up and over the backboard.
Yeah, that was Jeffers dropping one down low to Keister, and they're going to say that it was deflected, so it'll stay here with the Snowbirds.
All right.
Good call by the officials there. You know what? Might have criticized them earlier, but here they come together to get the right call made.
Well, Monty Switowski comes in here for the first time for the Snowbirds. 4:41 to go here in the first quarter. Still a 3-0 ball game. As Blust looks to inbound this one. Here by Furman, staying at this end of the court. We get it back here. Miss Emery Blust staring down a Bulldog, gets it back over to Jeffers.
Yeah, as you can see here, Inland Lakes just sticking with their man-to-man defense.
Yep. Pass inside to Glasby, broken up. Switowski grabs it in the paint, knocked away. It'll be Claire Robinson taking it back here. And she'll be tripped up by Blust. There'll be a second foul coming up here, only up the game between these two teams.
Yeah, so far for the Snowbirds, Emery Blust with one, Peyton Glasby with one. And we're nearing the halfway mark of this first quarter of play. And it's still 3-0. Just a turnover-filled first quarter. Both teams right now don't have a rhythm. Basketball is a game of establishing your rhythm and disrupting the opponents. And right now, both teams totally disrupting each other's rhythm.
That's right. Molly Montai, the newcomer in here, passed that one off to Furman. She wasn't able to get that three-point shot to fall in. Go back the other way. Switowski gathering up here right at the arc. And it'll be Jeffers trying for a three. That's what the Snowbirds needed. Two made threes here in the opening quarter, and they go up 6-0, 3:50 to go.
So that's 1-3 for Jeffers.
Yep.
1-3 for Blust.
That's right. And there's your full court pressure. Myshak trying to get that one off. Finds Ava Belford, new here in this game as well. And that's intercepted by Jeffers. Sends that one up court to Cook, and she lays that one in, no problem for 2 more.
You know, it might be time for the Bulldogs to take a timeout and just try to get themselves settled down here. This first quarter has kind of steamrolled for the Snowbirds, and you don't want to let it get out of hand here playing in front of your home crowd.
That's exactly right. Yes, Chloe Robinson sends that one off to Myshak. 3:10 to go here in the first quarter. Myshak off to Furman. Now around to Montai. She puts one up. That one falls off the heel. No good.
I've been impressed with the defensive rebounding here for the Snowbirds, Shane. It's been pretty much one and done for the Bulldogs offensively.
Jeffers works that down to the baseline. Sends it back up here to Blues. Now to Cook. Back over to Jeffers once more. Snowbirds swinging this one around. Inside to Glasby. Now to Switowski. That one's just a little bit too far in front of her. The Bulldogs will have it back.
They certainly had the right idea that Peyton Glasby did there, Shane. Switowski had set that little curl screen, and she was beginning to roll it. They just mistimed it, maybe an error in communication, but look for the Snowbirds to maybe go back to that set if the Bulldogs continue to stay in man.
Well, the Bulldogs are going to have to do something here. Still down by 8, and another turnover caused by Jeffers. And there you go. Cook gets 2 more. 4 points for her on the evening. The Bulldogs take a timeout, Charles.
The Bulldogs take a timeout, as I referenced that they might need to do here early, Shane, because this game's starting to snowball as St. Mary has come out with a 10-0 start to the first quarter. We're going to step aside and take a quick timeout ourselves and be back in a minute after this.
Know that Jimmy John's is everyone's go-to option for freaky fast subs. But did you know that they're unveiling new menu options? That's right, Jimmy John's new menu has something for everyone and is a great way to feed the whole family. So, whether you're watching the big game, hard at work, or taking the family out to eat, Jimmy John's wants to make finding a gourmet sandwich easy. The crew of Next Level Broadcasting trusts their pregame meals to Jimmy John's, and you should too, at Jimmy John's in Gaylord.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
All right, welcome back in. Snowbirds with a 10-0 start to this first quarter of play. They hit the Bulldogs with presumably a couple 1-2 right, left, rights in the first quarter. Let's see if the Bulldogs have an answer coming out of this timeout. 2:30 remaining in this opening quarter of play.
It'll be Brooklyn LeBrecq here again, buried in the corner on the opposite end of the court by Jeffers. She gets this one off finally to Belford. As LeBrecq works it back across the timeline here. Double team, working out of a jam, doing everything she can. Sends that back up top to Montai. She'll work it into the paint, off to Robinson. Finds herself under the basket, spins around, puts it up, and there's the first points of the game for the Bulldogs, 6 minutes into this one.
And that's the answer that the Bulldogs needed, just something to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, well, the bleeding keeps going as Cook lays another one, assist there by Jeffers.
And Alira Cook right now leading the game with 6 points, as she's found her offensive game here in the latter stages of this first quarter.
You said earlier, team needs to find rhythm. Well, the rhythm is starting to hum along right here for the Snowbirds as they clamp down even more defensively and are firing on all cylinders, getting the ball to fall in on their end of the court.
All right, well, let's see what the Bulldogs have here, trying to continue this stretch of offensive execution as Glasby gets the turnover for the Snowbirds. And
Jeffers takes it right back.
Nice
off
play.
to Glasby here. She works her way in. Not able to get the shot off there, but she will be going to the free throw line as the Bulldogs get their first foul of the game. That'll go on Ava Belford.
This will be the first free throws taken of the game for the Snowbirds, as the first foul there for the Bulldogs.
And the first point of the night for Miss Glasby. 13-2 at the moment. just a little bit too much mustard behind it as Belford gets it back here for the Bulldogs. Now it's LeBrecq. Her brother played a monster of a game just last night against Mansalona. Up and away, she'll put in a three, no good as it goes around and out. Cook gets the rebound here. Jeffers tries to take it back, stolen by Furman. She's not able to get the layup. There's Robinson right back to try and clean things up. That's too much off the backboard. And Cook comes away with it, and now Jeffers for the Snowbirds. 55 seconds to go in the first quarter.
So that's one that the Snowbirds are going to watch back on film when they review this game. They had a 4-on-3 break there, actually a 4-on-2 effectively, and they didn't run the lanes correctly. And because of that improper spacing, they didn't get a good open look on that fast break. It was right around a 4-on-2 and then 4-on-3 as the Inland Lakes defender got back into the frame late. But if you space the floor and run the lanes correctly, that should have been an open basket, or at least an open shot attempt.
Sure. Cook here to Jeffers. She works her way in from about 5 feet, no good. Rebounded by Glasby. She spins around, puts it up. That one falls short. She gets a third try at it, and she'll be rewarded with 2 shots at the charity stripe.
Yeah, right there, you just got to reward the effort there by Peyton Glasby on the offensive glass, just making sure that she's in the right position. And obviously, you're not anticipating to miss it short. The miss came right back to her, but also when you're contesting the shot, you need to make sure that you don't oversell out to make sure to try to block the shot. That way, if it's missed, the shooter goes right by you and can get that offensive rebound. It's something that you really have to work hard and coach the teams to not overextend and try to block that shot in lieu of failing to get the defensive rebound.
Glasby only 1 for 4 here on the free throws so far this evening. Not typical of her. As LeBrecq works this one back across, over to Furman now at the top of the arc. Back to LeBrecq. She'll work her way in. That one sails well up and over the basket from about 4 feet. Glasby gets the rebound back to Jeffers. They have 25 seconds to work with here to extend their lead. Currently up by 11 as Cook puts one up, no good. There on the rebound, Keister. That one gets past her. LeBrecq takes it back here for the Bulldogs. And the last shot here possibly for the Bulldogs. That one falls away from LeBrecq. Long three. That one will get in front of Cook. She tries to save it before the corner. No good. And that will be the end of the first quarter. Snowbirds on top here in a lackluster performance by the Bulldogs on senior night. 13-2, Charles. Looks like we're going to step away here for another commercial break. So we'll be back after this.
Are you interested in building a new home or renovating an existing one? With over 100 years of combined experience, J&J Construction is one of the most reliable and respected general contractors in our service area. J&J is a trusted construction partner valued by architects, subcontractors, financiers, and most of all, their clients. J&J Construction has been completing quality homes and improvement projects that add value to the communities they serve. They bring a passion for innovation and a commitment to quality to every job they do. Call them today.
Vision Source and Gaylord Eye Care are proud to be offering their services to local communities across northern Michigan. With locations in Gaylord, Boyne City, Bel Air, and Sheboygan, they're committed to serving you and providing a trusted source of credentials and expertise. If you're struggling with anything vision related, then don't hesitate to schedule a consultation and meet their friendly and experienced.
Okay, welcome back in here. We're about to get ready for this second quarter of play between the Gaylord St. Mary's Snowbirds and the Inland Lakes Bulldogs. Charles Strail along with Shane Smith, Jessica Alcorn here from Inland Lakes High School. Shane, that's not how you want to come out in the first quarter of a must-win game if you're Inland Lakes.
That's right. You know, if they win this one, they get a share of the conference title. Otherwise, they'll be squarely in second place as we got a three-point try there well off the mark from Elizabeth Furman. Just a bit of a tough performance so far in front of the senior night crowd. This gym is almost at full capacity. But they're struggling at the moment to find rhythm. Only 2 points scored in the first 8 minutes and 15 seconds of this one as the Snowbirds have it right back. Nona Skoronski in here for the first time tonight. Gets that off to Jeffers. Now back to Blues. She had that 3 here to begin things for the game. Blues finds Jeffers there with Monti hanging on her pretty tough. And eventually gets that one wrestled away, and she'll take it back here for the Bulldogs. And another foul coming up here against the Snowbirds. They had 3 in the first period to Inland Lakes 1. And they'll be picking up another one. Already the 3rd coming up on Emery Blust. So she'll be sitting out the rest of this half and possibly more later on the other side of the halftime break. Not a player that the Snowbirds wanted to lose, but it'll be Lyra Cook coming back into this one. Monti, good find to Mary Myshak, and that's the 4th point of the game for the Bulldogs. Even though they've only scored 4, they're only down by 9, 13-4. Still with 7 minutes to go in this half, so they are for sure not out of the woods yet. As Jeffers gets this one back over to Cook. Now to Skoronski. Sends it back over to Glasby as Cook takes it around. And that's one thing that the Snowbirds are excellent at, passing it around, looking for the best shot possible. And Skoronski had a good look there, just a little bit off the mark.
Run out here for Inland Lakes.
Yep, 1-on-1 all the way in. Monti banks that one off the window.
That's one that when you're down by 9 points, now only down by 7, you got to take advantage of those transition opportunities. Inland Lakes doing a good job there.
That's right. Jeffers puts that one up underhanded, no good. There on the rebound was Myshak. And the Bulldogs have a chance to make a little bit of a run here. That one just too much power on the layup from Robinson.
Yeah, right
she
there.
knocks that one away, gets it back. Whoop. And that'll be a foul coming up here on Keister.
Yeah, just a little bit of nerves there for Skoronski. She caught the ball in transition, and if you're the Snowbirds, you got to kind of know who your personnel, KYP, know your personnel, and just kind of know where you want the ball outletted to in transition. And Skoronski tried to give it up, which she wisely should do, but Robinson was right there behind her and was able to tap away and get the steal.
It'll be Myshak back over to Lebrecq. Snowbirds providing stout defense at the moment inside the arc. 5:45 to go in the first half. 7-point game. Make that 5 as Furman works in 2 more.
Yeah, this is a 6-0 run right now for the Bulldogs, Shane. And the energy in this gym is starting to shift a little bit.
Yes, indeed. A 3-point try up and away by Cook, no good. Going sky high for the rebound, and putback was Jeffers.
And I believe that's the first points of the game for Kaylee Jeffers here as the Snowbirds make it back a 7-point game. And it seems like both teams have found a rhythm. We talked about it in the first quarter, maybe ad nauseum, but neither of these teams could establish themselves. Now it appears that the tide has turned.
Yeah, just a little bit at the moment. And that's Furman left wide open for a 3. Just an ounce too much power on that one, and she fights for that one against Switalski.
You know, Monty Switalski is a bulldog for the Snowbirds.
Yeah. Oh, that one goes around the world and out. Chasing that one down with Skoronski, and it will stay here with the Snowbirds.
Shane, I'm gonna amend that previous comment. I'm gonna say Monty Switalski is a pit bull.
Oh.
As you know, the Bulldogs here, obviously
Sure.
the mascot for Inland Lakes. Not to be confused. So.
And we're not calling Switalski a dog of any sort. It's just her demeanor, her personality out here on the court.
The way that she plays defensively, that aggressive rebound, that was a nice for a freshman.
Yeah, that's right. Up and away, Cook, no good. There on the rebound, Skoronski. Again, another freshman out there. She'll take it around, sends that one, tried to get that one off to Switalski. Little miscommunication there, and the Bulldogs would like to capitalize on it.
Yeah, Switalski was trying to make a basket cut, and just the miscommunication. Unforced error, but at the very least, it is a dead ball turnover, so Inland Lakes will have it sidelined out of bounds.
Yep. Just under 4.5 minutes to go here in the first half as Monti works this one to the baseline, gets it back over to Belford, and we'll send it back up top. Lebrecq working that one back over to Monti, now to Furman, left open there for a moment as Glasby closes in. And back to Monti, she works it all the way into the paint. There'll be no shot there, the 3-second violation there.
So both teams exchanging turnovers here on subsequent possessions.
Yep.
And this, right now, the last 4 minutes of the second quarter and the first 2 to 3 minutes of the third quarter, Eric, our broadcast partner, talks about it all the time, maybe the most influential 8 minutes or 7 minutes in the game, because it can really turn the tide of how the game feels.
Well, so far, in the last about 2 minutes, Snowbirds have held the Bulldogs scoreless after they went on that 6-0 run. Jeffers with it here at the top of the arc. And still a 7-point lead that the Snowbirds have, 15-8. As Jeffers tried to work that one and wrestling it away was Belford.
So what Inland Lakes is doing is they're really, really playing off a couple of Snowbird offensive players.
Yeah.
That way they can have help side defense ready to roll over if someone gets beat off a dribble penetration. Not sure what the stoppage was here. I think we've got a timeout taken. And we got an inadvertent whistle, I think. But the inadvertent whistle actually benefits Inland Lakes there because Chloe Robinson is able to check in off of that inadvertent whistle. So she'll come in, and I believe she replaces Elizabeth Furman.
So again, 15-8, Switowski bangs one in from way outside. Makes this a 10-point game.
And that's the fourth made three for the Snowbirds, Shane. So 12 of their 18 points, exactly 67% of their points coming from beyond the three-point line here. And the three-point shooting affair, we talked about it in pregame. St. Mary with 4, Inland Lakes with 0.
And another turnover here by the Bulldogs right after a made basket by St. Mary allows them to possibly double up on this one. LeBrecq just got too far in front of her. Jeffers gets this to Switowski as she works it in, and that'll be a travel call. .245 to go just about here in the first half. Bulldogs find themselves down by 10 again after being as close as 5 at one point. And speaking of 10, that's LeBrecq getting the Bulldogs into double-digit scoring for the first time this evening. 18-10 now the score. If you're a Bulldog, you'd like to try and have this within 2 possessions before you go into the halftime break. 2:20 to go to make that work. Skoronski passing that to Cook, now back to Jeffers. Oh, Cook loaded up there for Bear for a moment, thought about the three-point try. Instead, we've got a scrum here on the floor. The Bulldogs come away with it, players stepping all over each other. LeBrecq back over to Myshak. 2 minutes square to go.
Whoa.
I thought that was a travel call myself, but it'll be a foul against the Snowbirds.
That'll be against Peyton Glasby. That's her second personal foul. I think everybody in the gym thought that was going to be called a travel, Shane.
Yeah.
Glasby went for the reach in, and let's see here. It was Myshak who kind of stepped through the reach, and Glasby got called for the foul. So only the third team foul against the Snowbirds.
Only the third this period, but they had 4 in the first, and Blues is sitting down with 3. Glasby now with 2. So a little bit of trouble here for the Snowbirds they're incurring so far as Myshak gets that one over. And it'll be a three-point try sunk in by LeBrecq, the first one they've had tonight. They needed it in a big way here to bring this back within 2 possessions. 18-13, 5-point game, minute 35 to go in the half.
Shane, you said it. Can you get it down to about 2 possessions before halftime?
Switowski skips that one over to Skoronski. Now Jeffers, she'll try for a 3 of her own and drains that one in. Back to an 8-point game.
And that's a huge answer there for the Snowbirds as Jeffers able to counteract the LeBrecq three-pointer with one of her own. Inland Lakes, though, they've definitely established their rhythm and momentum here, and that's the last foul to give for the Snowbirds. So for the last minute and 11 seconds here in this first half, any foul coming on behalf of the Snowbirds will put the Bulldogs to the free throw line for 2 shots.
That'll be Jeffers picking up her first foul. 8-point game, trading back and forth threes on the last 2 possessions. As Chloe Robinson works this one in, puts it up. Interesting form there, falls short. Jeffers gets it back, sends it up top to Skoronski. All alone, too much power there on the layup. And Switowski gets that 15 foul.
So it's an interesting dynamic right now because with Skoronsky missing the or the layup and then the foul coming on Switalski, this could very well be a 4-point swing if Inland Lakes is able to go to the free throw line and make both of these free throws. As you got a layup on one end missed and now free throws coming back the other way. It'll be Molly Montai going to the free throw line for the Bulldogs.
The other side of these two shots, exactly 1 minute to go in the first half. Montai gets a friendly bounce on that one.
Yeah, she's definitely got the Indian River taxpayer bounce on that one, Shane.
That's
I mean,
right.
anytime you hit the back of the rim, goes straight up and straight down, that's a shooter's touch right there.
Mm-hmm. Cook comes back in to replace Skoronsky for the final minute of this half. That one takes another couple of good bounces and in. There you go, Charles.
4-point swing.
Yep.
And I will say this, the Bulldogs right now, the last 4 minutes of the first half, they've really found their footing. It felt like St. Mary had a chance to kind of deliver the knockout punch when it was 13-4, but the Bulldogs have really clawed and scratched and just fought their way back into this game.
Scored 7 here in the, as you said, Charles, the aforementioned final 4 minutes of this one. 7 to the Snowbird 3, so that's brought them back here within 6 points, and that'll be a timeout called, 30-second variety by Coach Schultz of the Snowbirds. We'll stick right here, Charles.
Well, while we have an opportunity to do so, we want to give a shout-out to our friends at Schultz's Marathon Gas Station and Party Store, located on exit 301 on I-75 in Wolverine. Right as you were driving up to Inland Lakes tonight for this game, you can stop off, get some gas, fuel up, grab the best pizza, critically acclaimed pizza by our very own Nick Wenzel. Nick, if you're tuning in, shout out to you because I know that you probably would have bought out the Schultz Party Store of all their pizza if you were coming up here tonight for this basketball game. That's Schultz Marathon Gas Station and Party Store located in Wolverine off of I-75, exit 301. That's Schultz Marathon Gas Station and Party Store. So, Shane, we talked about it. Going the last 4 minutes of this first half would really kind of determine. Right now, it's a 6-point game. Feels like momentum has swung back in favor of the Bulldogs. If the Snowbirds can get a basket here, it would really kind of shift it back in their favor. Most likely taking the last shot of the half as well if they can hold on to the ball long enough.
Lily Keister also comes back in here for the final 20 seconds. As Glasby gets this over to Jeffers, and there's their good stall tactic. They are really good at stretching out their possessions. That one knocked away momentarily. Glasby gathers it back. 7 seconds to work with here for Jeffers and the Snowbirds, and that'll be a quick foul coming up on the Bulldogs. Their first of this period. The Snowbirds have outscored on the fouls 9-2 so far in this game of note so far.
And right there by the Bulldogs, it's a smart foul. If you're Chloe Robinson, Jeffers might have had a half step on her. She just takes the foul, makes the Snowbirds inbound this one from the baseline.
4 seconds to go here in the half. Again, just a 2-possession, 6-point game. And there's a takeaway for the Bulldogs. Boy, what it would do for them to get a shot up and in. Oh, just a hair off there from Belford. Oh, my goodness.
I tell you what, a little less mustard on that one, and we could be looking at a 1-possession game if Belford's able to knock down that buzzer-beating attempt. So we're going to go ahead, step aside, reset a little bit here. We've got a 6-point game between the Snowbirds and the Bulldogs here this Tuesday night, February 25th. We'll be back with our Gaylord Jimmy John's halftime show in about 3 minutes. We'll talk about what we saw here in the first 16 minutes and what we think we might see in the second half of the final 16 minutes between the Snowbirds and the Bulldogs. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're watching high school basketball on Next Level Broadcasting. We'll be back after this.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Know that Jimmy John's is everyone's go-to option for freaky fast subs. But did you know that they're unveiling new menu options? That's right, Jimmy John's new menu has something for everyone and is a great way to feed the whole family. So, whether you're watching the big game, hard at work, or taking the family out to eat, Jimmy John's wants to make finding a gourmet sandwich easy. The crew of Next Level Broadcasting trusts their pregame meals to Jimmy John's, and you should too, at Jimmy John's in Gaylord. We all know that Jimmy John's is everyone's go-to option for freaky fast subs. But did you know that they're unveiling new menu options? That's right, Jimmy John's new menu has something for everyone and is a great way to feed the whole family. So, whether you're watching the big game, hard at work, or taking the family out to eat, Jimmy John's wants to make finding a gourmet sandwich easy. The crew of Next Level Broadcasting trusts their pregame meals to Jimmy John's, and you should too, at Jimmy John's in Gaylord.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Know that Jimmy John's is everyone's go-to option for freaky fast subs. But did you know that they're unveiling new menu options? That's right, Jimmy John's new menu has something for everyone and is a great way to feed the whole family. So, whether you're watching the big game, hard at work, or taking the family out to eat, Jimmy John's wants to make finding a gourmet sandwich easy. The crew of Next Level Broadcasting trusts their pregame meals to Jimmy John's, and you should too, at Jimmy John's in Gaylord. We all know Northern Michigan winters take a toll on our parking lots and driveways, but Gaylord Seal Coating has you covered. A proud sponsor of local high school athletics, Gaylord Seal Coating specializes in infrared seamless asphalt repair, hot pour crack filling, striping, and more. Need a new snowplow solution this winter? GSC can do that too. Commercial, residential, private roadways, and associations, Gaylord Seal Coating is your answer. Give them a call today at 989-732-5003.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
At American Liner Systems, they have three main goals in mind. They want to do the best possible job for their customers, ensure farm and industrial safety, and protect the environment all at the same time. No matter how big or small your job site or farm is, they have many eco-safe solutions like machinery catch basins, fuel and chemical storage, manure lagoons, fertilizer containment solutions, equipment maintenance pads, and so much more. To keep our fresh water clean and our forests green, visit AmericanLinerSystems.com or call 231-258-4200 for a free quote so you can protect tomorrow's environment today.
Vision Source and Gaylord Eye Care are proud to be offering their services to local communities across northern Michigan. With locations in Gaylord, Boyne City, Bel Air, and Sheboygan, they're committed to serving you and providing a trusted source of credentials and expertise. If you're struggling with anything vision related, then don't hesitate to schedule a consultation and meet their friendly and experienced staff for yourself.
Are you interested in building a new home or renovating an existing one? With over 100 years of combined experience, J&J Construction is one of the most reliable and respected general contractors in our service area. J&J is a trusted construction partner valued by architects, subcontractors, financiers, and most of all, their clients. J&J Construction has been completing quality homes and improvement projects that add value to the communities they serve. They bring a passion for innovation and a commitment to quality to every job they do. Call them today. Know that Jimmy John's is everyone's go-to option for freaky fast subs. But did you know that they're unveiling new menu options? That's right, Jimmy John's new menu has something for everyone and is a great way to feed the whole family. So, whether you're watching the big game, hard at work, or taking the family out to eat, Jimmy John's wants to make finding a gourmet sandwich easy. The crew of Next Level Broadcasting trusts their pregame meals to Jimmy John's, and you should too, at Jimmy John's in Gaylord.
Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Gaylord Jimmy John's halftime show. We've got a 21-15 game after 2 quarters of play. Charles Trail, Shane Smith here from Inland Lakes High School, a battle in the Ski Valley Conference. The 2 leaders squaring off here tonight, here on senior night. Whoever did the scheduling, Shane, the athletic directors here, Lee Nash for Inland Lakes and Bob DeLong for the Snowbirds. I mean, way to put the schedule together, because you got the best game maybe of the year on the last conference night of the year.
Well, we'll have to see, Charles. It's been much more of a defensive. So if you love defense, that's what this game has been about so far, defensive turnovers, as we've got a combined 36 points scored in the first half between these 2 teams, 21-15. There hasn't been as many fireworks as one might think for 2 Titans battling at the top of the conference, but that doesn't mean things can't change in the second half, Charles, and that's exactly what we want to talk about here, as the Bulldogs seem to have a little bit of a run, a little momentum trying to carry off into that halftime break that they're going to want to see if they can bring into the second half. They went on I believe about a 7-3 scoring run there in the final 4 minutes of the half, bring them within 2 possessions.
You know, you have that run. You also have like the inter-game run where the Snowbirds missed a layup.
Yep.
They had a loose ball foul, and Molly Montai came back for the Bulldogs, made 2 free throws, so you can kind of count in that or factor in that 4-point swing within the game as well. We got some updates for the leading scorers here after 2 quarters of play. For the Gaylord St. Mary's Snowbirds, leading the way is Kaylee Jeffers. She has 7. Alira Cook has 6. Emery Bluest with 3. Peyton Glasby with 1. And Omani Switalski with 3. So, I mean, the thing for the Gaylord St. Mary's Snowbirds, they've made, let's see, 4 3-pointers. And the Bulldogs only with 1. And we talked about it coming in, who would win the battle of the 3-pointers and the free throws.
Yep.
So far, Inland Lakes winning the free throws. Snowbirds winning the 3-point contest.
And we'll see. 3-pointers earn more than free throws, so we'll see if this can balance out here. Again, the Snowbirds have had 9 team fouls in the first half to the Bulldogs 2. So we'll see if that balances out as well, as the Snowbirds have the ball to begin this half. Jeffers over to Cook, back up top to Bluest, who has 3 fouls of her own, coming in here to play early on in the second half. Glasby gets that one away. Back to Keister. She gets that clean block from Robinson. She works all the way down the court, stops at the free throw line, sends it back, and a 3-point try, no good.
Should be an over-the-back foul called against Robinson here, Shane.
Yeah, that was Lebrecht there on that 3-point try.
Yeah.
And that's what it was on Robinson indeed. So that'll get the ball right back here into the talent of the Snowbirds.
Oh, I like what you did there.
Thank you. Been working on that. Yes, Alira Cook here works her way against Tara Clancy, puts one up, bounces off the glass, no good. And Clancy there on the rebound, gets that off to Myshak. She struggles against Blues there, get it past the half-court line.
Hey, just look at the 2 teams out here right now. Inland Lakes right now with 2 open looks from 3, can't knock them down.
It's a repeat, rinse and repeat of the opening minutes of the first half. Multiple 3-point tries, all missed. That's what allowed the Snowbirds to build a lead early on.
Well, if you think about it, Shane, it's a 6-point difference in the game. The Snowbirds have made 4 threes. The Bulldogs have made 1.
Yeah.
So you can kind of accumulate or credit this lead to them making more 3-pointers than the Bulldogs have.
Yep. That's right. Glasby here in the corner against Furman. Gets this one off to Jeffers to trade places. She'll take it back up top. Another 3-pointer on the way, and it's in from Cook.
She's got 9 points now in the game to lead all scorers for both sides. And she has really found her offensive rhythm here tonight.
And Lebrecht nearly loses control of it, gathers it back, and it'll be another 3-point try. 0 for 3 to begin the half here as Clancy shoots that one up. It'll be a jump ball staying down at this end with the Bulldogs. And Charles, we've talked about this, the final 4 opening 3 to 4 of the second half. It's exactly what the Snowbirds wanted to do. Start with a statement, get that 3-point shot, extend this back to a 9.3 possession game. in the opening 2 minutes of this half so far, whereas the Bulldogs have taken 3 3-point shots, and that's all they've taken. Now 4. They've missed all 4 of them.
Snowbirds get that rebound. Cook on the glass. Let's see if they can run, as Bulldogs have 3 players in the backcourt.
Jeffers gets that one to Glasby, finds herself open along the baseline, puts that one up and over, no good. Be sent back up top. Cook tries for the 3. That one falls just a bit short there from the front of the iron.
Thought the Snowbirds had an opportunity to run there. I thought also Glasby had a nice look on the baseline, just unable to pay it off.
And finally, after 2 minutes and 15 seconds, Furman gets 2 points back on the board here for the Bulldogs. Brings us back to a 7-point game, 24-17, 5:35 to go in the third.
Each team now with a field goal in the second half, Shane, and it looks like the Snowbirds are settling back into their rhythm here.
Oof, Jeffers just a bit off the mark there. And Clancy comes away with the rebound. If you're a Bulldog, you would love to see them capitalize on a couple of straight missed shots here by the Snowbirds. Get this back again within 5 to 6 points. I'd feel much more comfortable than 7+. Skips that one over the corner. Clancy thought about the 3. Back over to my shot. Now Furman. Clancy left open. Floats that one up. That one will be short. Furman on the rebound along the baseline. Not able to get the layup in. And a couple of easy missed opportunities here. Jump ball will favor the Snowbirds.
I tell you what, Shane, the Snowbirds are dodging bullets like the Matrix right now.
I guess so.
I mean, that was a wide open look in the corner for Clancy. And right now, you don't want to give up too many of those looks, because I don't think the Bulldogs are going to go the rest of this game missing those high quality of shot opportunities.
Even if the Bulldogs could have made about 33% of all the missed shots they've had so far in this game, they could very well be in the lead, because they've certainly had more shot opportunities than the Snowbirds, at least from beyond the 3-point arc. And Switowski gets this one here, back over to Blust. Now Cook, she had the lone 3 to begin scoring here for the Snowbirds in the second half. Never mind, Blust buries in the big 3 from the corner, and it's a 10-point game, tied for the biggest lead we've had so far if you're a Snowbird fan.
I mean, the Snowbirds right now making 3s. Bulldogs unable to knock them down. 6 made 3-pointers for the Snowbirds.
Clancy sends that one up and over the basket too. 0 for 5 now for 3-point shooting. And only 1 made shot from the field. Make that 2 as Robinson finally gets 2 on the board.
Yeah, I think if you're in the Lakes, you got to get to the basket. You have a distinct size advantage and athleticism advantage inside and at the rim right now. You've got to make that your bread and butter going forward, as the shots from outside are not falling.
They've been able to, oh, here's another one. Oh, just as you say that, the good old announcer's curse, this time an announcer's miracle for the Bulldogs, is they get only their second made 3 of the game, and that one was brought to you by Robinson.
And that's a 5-0 run for the Bulldogs. 5-0 scoring spree for Robinson as well.
Yes, indeed. 5-point game now. Seemed impossible a moment ago, but we are back within 5, 27-22. The Bulldogs get a takeaway here by Clancy. That'll be Lebrecht working her way all the way in. There's 2. And we've got a quick 7-0 run here by the Bulldogs. And a chance at the free throw line.
How about that, Shane? It's crazy how this game has turned on its head. It literally about a minute ago was a 10-point lead for the Snowbirds. Now the Bulldogs, if Lebrecht can make this free throw, can make it a 2-point game. And that's just how these games can shift when both teams press and want to extend pressure so frequently like both these teams do.
There you have it. 10-point game, 8-point run here, brings it down to a 2-point lead, all in a matter of about 1 game minute, as Jeffers works that one in single-handedly, quite literally, gets 2 more on for the Snowbirds, back to a 4-point lead.
First basket for Jeffers here. She's got 9 points now to go along with 9 points for Cook and the Snowbirds.
Lebrecht stuck there against Glasby, finally gets that one off to Furman. She works her way in, no foul call. So Talski gets the rebound, back over to Jeffers.
And there was a lot of contact there, Shane, but we've seen that no call consistently tonight. So credit that baseline official for making the consistent call consistently.
Right. at least, he's got consistency. Whether it's a good one or not, debatable, but at least he's consistent. That's what you like to see in games.
Not only what you want to see, but it's also what you want to know as a player.
Right.
If you're driving to the rack hard and you know that you might get fouled, you might get hit going up strong, you got to be able to play through contact. And right now, there hasn't been a lot of fouls. The Snowbirds were over the limit in the second quarter, but right now, where we sit, each team with just one team foul apiece. And, I think the player that St. Mary needs to get going is Peyton Glasby.
Yeah.
You've gotten 9 points from Alira Cook, 9 points from Kaylee Jeffers, 6 points from Emery Blues, 3 points from Switalski. But Peyton Glasby just seems like she's maybe just not in rhythm right now.
Not in rhythm, and she's been heavily guarded. I believe she only has 1, maybe 2 baskets across this entire game, both within 5 feet.
Well, let's also make mention that she's at the top of the scouting report for every team, putting scoring efforts of 34, 36 points up. It's going to draw the attention of most teams within your conference.
Yeah.
And she was one of the players, Glasby and Jeffers, that took over that game the first time these two teams played in overtime. And Glasby's free throws sealed the deal back when they played in Gaylord.
That's Glasby there. Plays team player, gets it to Switalski, now to Blue, so she works it off to Cook. Oh, she thought about that three-point try. It's been falling well for the Snowbirds so far. Glasby triple teamed here under the basket, hits the floor, gets it off, to Switalski. It'll be back up top to Bloost once more. Bloost garnered 3 fouls in the first half, played a clean third quarter so far. It'll be Jeffers letting one fly, and it's in. Clean swish from 3.
So a 5-0 run for Kaylee Jeffers after the Bulldogs had it down to 2 points.
Yep. 32-25, 2 minutes to go exactly here in the third.
And Shane, that's the 7th made three-pointer for the Snowbirds.
The atmosphere in here is really kind of picking up a little bit once again. 21 of 32 points from 3. Not a bad mark if you're a Snowbird fan right now, as Bloost halts. Tried to pass that one off. Lebrecq was right there to get it back into the paws of the Bulldogs. And that'll be a charge coming up here on Furman. Interesting. So I think the consistency has, again, gone out the window, Charles.
Well, right there, I think it was just kind of like a runaway freight train, kind of out of control foul. I think that was the rationale there. But got to credit Alira Cook here for the Snowbirds drawing that foul as well. Just kind of standing in there. You know you're going to take some contact, and whether or not you're going to get the call on the contact or if it's going to be a no call on the contact, you still got to trust your coaching.
Yeah.
As the Bulldogs pick up their second team foul.
So Blues gets this one over to Cook. 90 seconds to go in the third. Jeffers to Glasby, and she'll draw the foul going to the free throw line. Glasby had 4 chances at the free throw line to begin this game, made only 1, so see if she can work on that percentage here. That's not typical of her to go 25% at the line.
And typically for a scorer, if you can get to the free throw line and see the ball go through the basket just once, maybe twice, it really gives them a boost of confidence as she knocks down the first of 2. Well, Shane, it's a 6-0 answer for the Snowbirds, maybe a 7-0 answer after the Bulldogs had an 8-0 run of their own.
Right, I know. That's the love of basketball, a game of waves here. As Glasby gets that one in. It was a 10-point game at about the 4-minute mark. A 2-point game at the 3-minute mark, and now we're back to a 9-point game with the Snowbirds on top at the 1:25 mark here in the third, 34-25. The Bulldogs struggling to get out of this end of the court. Cook gets the takeaway here, back to Bloost. And a big chance for a swing here, even more so for the Snowbirds. Try and get this back to a double-digit lead.
And that's just the ebb and flow of games where there's a lot of possessions where both teams want to pressure, try to get turnovers. And if the turnovers are going against you, you can have a quick run. If you're forcing them and making shots, you can put 7, 8, 9 points up in a row very quickly.
And here we go, what the Snowbirds do best, drain the clock. They've already had the ball here for about 30 seconds. And it'll be Jeffers working her way in, 40 to go in this third quarter.
Good discipline.
Knocked away.
Good discipline there by Alira Cook. She's made 2 3-pointers, but she gave a little shot fake, and she might be able to emphasize that a little bit more and maybe drive after giving a shot fake here on the perimeter after knocking down a couple shots.
Blues to Jeffers, 20 seconds to go in the third. Again, the Snowbirds looking for the best shot possible, trying to have the last one now of this quarter. Right now it's a 3-possession game, trying to make it 4.
Yeah, you got to go here. You got to get something going toward the basket.
6 seconds. Blue skips that over to Jeffers. She puts one up from 4 paces behind the arc, and it goes in. Nothing is too far for the Snowbirds as they go up by 12, the biggest lead they've had this game.
How about that for a way to end the third quarter, Shane? You saw it right here. Snowbirds end the quarter on a 10-0 run.
Yeah, that's right.
It was 27-25, just over 2 minutes, or was it 2 or 3 minutes?
It was at the 3-minute mark.
Okay, the 3-minute mark. They ended on a 10-0 run. This game has crazy things going on back and forth right now, so stay tuned, everyone. Fourth quarter is going to be coming up around after this. Buckle up. We'll be back.
Know that Jimmy John's is everyone's go-to option for freaky fast subs. But did you know that they're unveiling new menu options? That's right, Jimmy John's new menu has something for everyone and is a great way to feed the whole family. So, whether you're watching the big game, hard at work, or taking the family out to eat, Jimmy John's wants to make finding a gourmet sandwich easy. The crew of Next Level Broadcasting trusts their pregame meals to Jimmy John's, and you should too, at Jimmy John's in Gaylord.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
All right, coming back into this one, ladies and gentlemen. The fireworks are popping off here for the Snowbirds. Charles and I were talking about this. 8 made threes so far in the game, 4 in the third quarter alone. It was as close as a 2-point game with the 3 minutes to go in the third. They ballooned that back out to a 12-point lead. The Bulldogs must have time here to get a shot up and in, and they just realized they never reset the clock for the fourth quarter.
About 10 minutes ran off the clock here.
10 seconds.
Yeah, 10 seconds, excuse me. But just what a fun atmosphere here, Shane. When you get to these games late in February and you have something to play for.
Yeah.
I mean, both teams, as you see on the scoreboard there, with 17 wins. Not a lot of teams that are matching up end of February with 17 wins. And it's just really cool to see these two teams going at it, because we saw the first time this game went to overtime between these two teams, and we saw a 10-0 run for the Snowbirds to end the third quarter. I wouldn't be shocked, Shane, if we see an 8-10-0 run for the Bulldogs here to start this fourth quarter.
I mean, it was a 7-0 run the Snowbirds had over the Bulldogs to extend their lead at the end of the first half. Then it was an 8-0 run for the Bulldogs, a 10-0 run for the Snowbirds. The love of this game is it's ebb and flowed all night long, and now we've got some funny stuff going on, like forget to start a clock for the fourth quarter, and you got a full atmosphere here for senior night. It's been one of the most fun games I've been a part of so far this season. As Molly Montai gets stuck there along the baseline, sends it back up top now to Furman. She lasers in a 3. And that's what the Bulldogs needed here to try and keep their hopes alive. Back within a 3-possession game, 7:25 to go in this one. Jeffers works this one back to Blust. She drives in another 3.
Wow. I tell you what, Shane, if this game isn't entertaining you, I don't know what would.
This has been just a phenomenal game start to finish. There's a 12-point differential, but it does not feel like it here, as this one's saved just in the nick of time by Chloe Robinson. I apologize, that was Ava Belford. And another 3, that one falls just short. The putback is good. And that's Belford once again. A 10-point game, the Bulldogs have it right back. That's LeBrecq here, and she'll draw the foul from Jeffers.
And right there, Kaylee Jeffers just maybe a little take foul, which can be wise because the Bulldogs had a 3-on-2 opportunity, and now it forces Inland Lakes to inbound from the baseline.
Trading threes back and forth here to begin the fourth quarter. A couple of missed shots, a putback there right along the basket. It's a 10-point game. Speaking of 10, that's LeBrecq with it. She works to the baseline, back over to Furman. Thought about the long 2. Gets it back over to Montai. Allows the Bulldogs to reset. Time is precious. You're down by 10. Not the end of the world, but with how the Snowbirds have been going so far, 6 minutes, 30 seconds is a big mountain to climb.
That should be over the back there, called against the Bulldogs on Belfort, as once again Omani Switalski got in there, established good defensive rebounding position, Shane. And I think that's the second time we've seen an over-the-back foul called here tonight against the Bulldogs. And that's a testament to getting good, established defensive rebounding position.
Long inbound pass here to Miss Cook.
She's got 9 points here.
She'll let that one go to Jeffers. Turnover back the other way. All right, Bulldogs, if you're a Bulldog fan, this is where you need to start having the tires meet the road, try and work their way out of this double-digit deficit. 6:17 to go in the game. You're down 40-30. Got a few shout-outs there on the line.
Yeah, we've got Jackie Prusakevich tuning in, and Chad DeWord tuning in as well. We've got a lot of people tuning in, so if you tell us where you're watching from, we'll give you a shout-out here. Whether it's you're rooting for the Snowbirds or the Bulldogs or just a fan of girls basketball, heck, maybe you're a coach scouting these two teams.
Oh, in and out. You couldn't have gotten much farther than that from Monti. Rebounded, though, and the cleanup job by Chloe Robinson. 8-point game and a travel by Jeffers gets the Bulldogs the ball right back. The crowd's alive once again.
So the Snowbirds have had 3 consecutive turnovers on possessions that are really starting to become critical here in the fourth quarter. They did have a 12-point lead. It's been cut down to 8. Can Inland Lakes take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Robinson to Lebrecht, fires that one well off the mark. There on the rebound, though, was Myshak, and she was the last one to touch it. The Snowbirds catch another big break here, and that's been the story of this game for them. They get the ball back.
So just before I said the Bulldogs had a hard time shooting earlier in this half, they made a three-pointer.
Yeah.
But before that, I said that they need to get the ball to the basket, utilize their height and athleticism at the rim to get some offensive rebounds. They've been able to do that, but just on that last possession, they weren't able to seal it with the basket.
And another quick foul here. That was on Myshak. And there you go. 2 more points up on the board for
Jeffers.
Jeffers, yep, thank you. Monti back to Lebrecht, thought about the 3, back over to Myshak. She works her way to the blocks, puts it up, and it's in.
And that was one heck of a maneuver down on the post. Just keeping your pivot, able to get that one up, and here's Jeffers with a 4-on-2.
She works it all the way in through the trees, does not get the shot, but she will draw the foul, so she'll have 2 opportunities at the charity stripe anyway.
So she's called for the travel there, Shane.
Oh.
So they say that she came down with a 1-2 and then took an additional step through.
Gotcha.
So if you come down and both feet hit at the same time, that's considered a jump stop. You still get the step through.
Okay.
But if your feet don't have the same landing and then you still take that additional step, you're going to get whistled for the travel.
So another break here for the Bulldogs this time. Monti back to Lebrecht. She'll try it from the top of the arc. That one falls away. Rebounded by Robinson, and the foul coming up here.
Yeah, Shane, you're seeing it right now, the athleticism of Chloe Robinson at the basket. I mean, that rebound was probably not meant for her, but she made it hers.
And we had a near over-the-back foul called yet again. Thankfully, she was able to get past that one unscathed, and she's rewarded here at the free throw line. Try to get this back to an 8-point game. 6-point game. 8 points separates the 2 teams right now, 42-34.
Got our friend Eric Huffman tuning in from Charlevoix. Eric, a girls basketball savant, if you will. As we've got a timeout taken here by the Snowbirds. They're going to take a full timeout, but we're going to keep it right here and tell you about our friends at the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport. Listen, if you're like most and trying to break this cabin fever, the weather helped you out a little bit this weekend, but there's still a lot of snert out there. That's snow, dirt, and just brown salt. And you don't want it. Anyway, you can get out of town, get out of Dodge. Visit the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport. See their online booking schedules right now with up-to-the-minute flights. You can go online and be, somewhere warm, a direct flight to Charlotte. You can be in Charlotte tomorrow morning with 74 degrees, sunny and clear skies, as opposed to shoveling off or scraping your car windshield. That's the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport, a proud sponsor of high school basketball here on Next Level Broadcasting. While we also have an opportunity to do so, we want to give a shout-out to J&J Construction. Listen, during this time of cabin fever, you might be getting caught up on your shows, all your DIY home renovation projects, and if you start to do it yourself, you pick up the hammer and then realize it's not for you.
Oh, boy.
Call J&J Construction. They can get you on the right track and into your dream home faster than you can by yourself. That's J&J Construction.
Throw a hammer through the drywall instead of hitting that stud you thought was there. And there you go. There's the made free throw. So it's a 7-point, 42-35 game. And speaking of Eric Huffman, we're going right back to his stomping grounds on Thursday as the St. Mary ladies go to take on the Lady Rams. What a game that'll be. Tune in at 7 o'clock Thursday night for that one. Working her way all the way down and in as Robinson gets her own rebound, fights for it away as Jeffers. And that'll be Cook taking it all the way down one-on-one. Not able to get that one to fall in. Swatowski on the rebound, not able to get the putback either. And we got a jump ball as players hit the hardwood. It'll stay down at this end with the Snowbirds.
I tell you what, Shane, we had our baseline shot there, and you saw just the mass of humanity going for that rebound. I mean, it was almost like a fumble at the Super Bowl, Shane.
Right. 4:21 to go in this thriller of a game. 7 points still between the two teams, 42-35. Snowbirds with it. They've been red hot from three-point land all night tonight as Jeffers works her way around the arc. She's got a couple of her own. Sends it back over to Bloost. And now Cook will try her hand on it. Works into the paint. Got that one tipped away. It will stay at this end, though.
Shane, by our unofficial tally, 9 made three-pointers for the Snowbirds. Did they have one in the fourth quarter? They had 8 coming into the fourth quarter. So
yeah, I know they did, but
we'll have to check our unofficial scores book, but they made 8 three-pointers coming into the fourth. And right now they're clinging to a 7-point lead.
Yes, they did. They have a 9. They traded back and forth threes at the beginning of this fourth quarter. And there you go. Jeffers once again lays in 2 more, and it's back to a 9-point game, 44-35.
And in that third quarter, now the fourth quarter, Kaylee Jeffers is really taking over this game offensively for the Snowbirds.
Here we go. Another three-pointer. That one well up and over the basket.
There's the offensive rebounding, though, for the Bulldogs on full display. Ava Belfort able to corral that one, Shane. And right now, can the Bulldogs get those offensive rebounds and turn them into easy scoring opportunities?
They haven't really been able to do that too much this game. Now would be the time to do it. They're down by 9, under 4 minutes to go. There's been runs in this game, but the Snowbirds are clamping down defensively.
Yeah, right there. There's the defensive tenacity getting pumped up as Jeffers got into the passing lane, and the Bulldogs fouled Jeffers. That one goes against Chloe Robinson. And right now, each team with 3 personal fouls. If you're Inland Lakes, you've got to be wary that you want to get a foul here. That way, if you want to extend the game, you can.
Jeffers to Blues to Cook. 3:30 to go in the ball game. Cook works this one in. Gets rewarded with her patience. 2 more. That's back to a double-digit 11-point lead.
And that 11-point lead is exactly paralleled with Alira Cook's scoring contributions tonight. 11 points in the game for her.
Very nice. Speaking of this, three-pointer coming in. Molly Montai, and that's enough for a timeout taken by the Bulldogs here. Head coach Daryl Vizina thought that was enough. Give his ladies a rest. We're back within 8. Take a minute here to talk things over. Try to get closer here. Still roughly 3 minutes to go in the ball game.
We got a chat coming in from Tom Pratt saying, let's go Blue, let's go Snowbirds. I'm assuming he's saying let's go Snowbirds as both teams are blue here tonight, but we do know Tom, friend of the program. Friend of the show, if you will.
Yeah.
We've got about 35 seconds here to talk things over. Shane, it was a 12-point game at halftime because 6-point game. 6-point game at halftime, 31-25. 12-point game at the end of the third quarter.
Yep.
And now we sit at an 8-point game. If you're the Inland Lakes Bulldogs, you got to get something going towards the basket Molly Montai just made that deep three-pointer, but I don't think that's a shot that the Bulldogs want to hang their hat on tonight, given the percentage that they've been shooting so far. If you're the Snowbirds, you need to be able to break the pressure and get layups. Right now, the only shot you should take if you're the Snowbirds is a layup, because with the way that the Bulldogs are going to be forced to play, you should, if break the press correctly, should get a layup on the other end.
All right. Let's see how we can do things here. The final 180 seconds commencing now. 8-point game. Jeffers loses her hand on it momentarily, gets it back over to Blues.
So you also want to be aware that if you're the Bulldogs, you want to get another foul here, maybe at like the 2-minute mark. But they get the held ball and they get the steal courtesy of the possession arrow. That's even better.
Yeah, it is. Keep your foul count low for right now. 3 fouls, 2:45 to go, just about in the game. Get the ball back. Try to make this a 2-possession game. And then, hey, with roughly 2:30 to go, if they can make this within the next 15 seconds, it's anybody's ball game once again.
And if you're the Snowbirds, you don't want to put the Bulldogs on the free throw line with a foul either.
Right.
That allows them to potentially score without the clock running.
It'll be my shot here working her way in. Works into traffic and puts one up and in for a 6-point differential now, 46-40, 2:22 in the ball game. Where's my crystal ball? That'll be a travel on Glasby as she tried to pass that one off. So hang on, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right, hang on. Shane, I said it earlier in this game, when you play the type of styles that these both teams like to play, the game can flip on a dime at any point in time.
And there you go. And we've had 3 different runs of 7 points plus so far in this game. Ebb and flow. Here might be one of those ebbs for the Bulldogs if they can hang on here. Montai works her way all the way down the baseline, hangs on to it. Double team. Back up top will go. Lebrecht thought about it. Back over to Myshak. That one just off the mark. Furman picks it up. Can she clean it up? No, she cannot. And the Snowbirds come away with it here in the corner.
That's just a really smart play by Alira Cook. She was trapped in the corner and threw it off the shin of a Bulldog. Very heads-up play for the junior.
1:52 to go. I would recommend probably within the next 15 seconds, if a shot doesn't go in, draw the foul or get a steal just like that. Lebrecht gets it. 3-on-1 all the way down and in. She fights for it, not able to get it in. I would have waited there. Patience would have been key on that opportunity.
It was just one of those situations where they didn't have an advantage numbers-wise in that transition break. But the Bulldogs did just take a foul there, so the next foul will put the Snowbirds to the free throw line. Got a timeout taken by head coach Pat Schultz of the Snowbirds. We're going to take it alongside with them. We'll be back after this.
Vision Source and Gaylord Eye Care are proud to be offering their services to local communities across northern Michigan. With locations in Gaylord, Point City, Bel Air, and Sheboygan, they're committed to serving you and providing a trusted source of credentials and expertise. If you're struggling with anything vision related, then don't hesitate to schedule a consultation and meet their friendly and experienced staff for yourself.
And here we are. Final 97 seconds of this ball game. 6 points separates the two teams. There's the 5th foul on the Bulldogs. Brought to you by Molly Montai. So that'll send the Snowbirds to the line for the rest of this game. And we'll see if the Bulldogs can make good use of it here.
Well, Shane, right now it'll be the Snowbirds going to the free throw line, trying to ice this game at the charity stripe. Can they do it? They haven't attempted a lot of free throws so far in this game.
Right. In fact, I believe all the free throws, except maybe one, have come from Glasby.
Peyton Glasby. She's 3 of 5 from the free throw line as Cooks make the first. And here's the thing. Alira Cook has played a very nice game tonight. She's got 12 points now. And she's been in rhythm all night long. So for the Snowbirds, a good player to have at the line.
Oh, that one goes around the equator and back out. 47-40. Oh, my goodness. The Bulldogs were not happy. Elizabeth Furman was left so far open. But Montai drills in a quick 2, and we've got a 5-point game. Another timeout called.
Timeout taken here by Daryl Vizina of the Inland Lakes Bulldogs. Shane, I mean, we talked about this game coming in tonight. We said this is 2 teams that have accumulated a boatload of wins.
Yeah.
And by that, we mean 34 wins.
Right.
And you look at who these teams have played, and I mean, they've been knocking off everybody. Yeah. Anyone who wants to come get some can come get some, because these 2 teams will play you anytime, anywhere. They'll play in a parking lot. They'll play at a 3-on-3 contest in the summer. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
These 2 teams just roll the ball out on the floor and go get it. I mean, the Bulldogs tonight have had a traditionally bad night shooting. The Snowbirds, a great night shooting with 9 made 3-pointers, and we're still here with a 5-point game. You just got to figure out a way to stay and compete, and at all times compete with high intensity.
And the immediate foul, not even 1 full second had ticked off the clock before the Bulldogs were able to stop it and get the Snowbirds back to this end to shoot the free throws.
So in the NBA, if you foul before the ball is inbounded, it's a technical free throw. I don't believe that there's that penalty here in high school basketball, as Jeffers makes the first of 2. But they put that rule in there as a punitive measure, because if a team tries to foul before the clock runs, you can save a lot of time that way.
2 for 2. Jeffers was not the one that the Bulldogs wanted to shoot free throws.
But we got a lane violation called against the Snowbirds, so you can take off the second of the 2 free throws. So that's a big point there, Shane, because it still remains a 2-score game.
48-42, but you get a takeaway from Glasby. Big moment here if she can score. She'll wait, gets it off to Jeffers instead. Now the Snowbirds do what they do best, and we'll extend this game, draw out the clock. Wore off about 6 seconds there before the Bulldogs could get the foul.
Yeah, that is a back-breaking turnover for the Bulldogs. They get gifted the lane violation, keeping it at a 2-possession game, and then they turn it back over to the Snowbirds. Now they can make it a full 3-possession game with just 1 made free throw, and that really changes the whole dynamic of how the game is played.
Jeffers leaves the first one short off the front of the iron. But knowing her, she'll definitely make the second one just how she's been all season long. She doesn't miss 2 in a row. She does just that. Gets that second one, recalibrates herself, and we're back up, just as you said, a 3-possession game. 49-42. Lebrecq here working this one down. Back over to Montai. She's got a lane, puts it up from about 3 feet, and it's in.
And that's what you need to do if you're the Bulldogs. You just need to extend the game, get a deflection.
Oh, there you go. Robinson, not able to get the easy puppy, and that's been the problem for the Bulldogs all night tonight. Leaves this one a 5-point game, 48 seconds to go. And that'll be a foul coming up.
Thought the Snowbirds got away with one there. Switalski had it and looked like she was in between dribbling it and passing it. And looked like she was trying to make a one-hand pass off the dribble, and she got fouled. Now she gets to go to the free throw line. Omani Switalski tonight with 3 points on the evening. 1 made 3-pointer for her. Just a freshman going to the free throw line for some big-time free throws here.
This free throw here and a 3-pointer made by the Bulldogs would really change the momentum of this game, especially with, you figure by all that happens, about 30 seconds to go. But she calibrates, gets that second one, and we're back to a 6-point differential, 50-44. Game 1 ended in overtime, 51-47. We'll see how this one comes to a close here. Montai back and forth. Now up court to Furman. Puts in the 3-point try, well off the front. No good.
Yeah, that wasn't one that the Bulldogs needed. They just needed an easy 2.
Yeah.
I get that you were down by 6, but
finally the foul after another 6-7 seconds gone by on this end of the court. Really hurting the Bulldogs' chances here.
So they got a 2-possession game right now, and Jeffers going to the free throw line. Just one made free throw puts it back to a 3-score game, Shane. And a 3-score game with 22 seconds left is very, very challenging of a mountain to climb. This is the big one here, though, as Jeffers missed the first. This is the big one.
That's how it's been the last 3 trips that the Snowbirds have had here at the free throw line. Jeffers gets it in. He missed the first one, get the second on all 3 of these most recent trips to the charity stripe. 20 seconds to go in the game. 51-44. Skip over to Myshak. Just short there on the 3-point try. History will not repeat itself tonight. As Glasby will hang on to it here. And the final score in Inland Lakes, Snowbirds come away with the win, 51-44, Charles.
Yeah, just a really well-played game by both teams. I thought that at a certain point or a couple different points and times in the game, the Bulldogs could have folded. The Snowbirds could have ran away with this one, but not this Inland Lakes team. They came back ripping and roaring, cut it back to a 2-point game. That's the closest that it got. And then the Snowbirds answered back with a 10-0 run of their own. I mean, it was just a truly special game to see that back and forth. The ebb and flow of tonight's game was truly special. And I think for both of these teams, as they get ready to embark on their postseason tournament journeys, wouldn't it be fun to see a rematch here in a regional semifinal?
Oh my goodness, how fun that would be! This place, the roof would pop off of here if that were to happen.
And here's the thing, Shane. I talked to athletic director Lee Nash for the Bulldogs before the game, and he told me that the semifinal or the regional semi is here at Inland Lakes High School. So there very well could be a rematch between Gaylord St. Mary and Inland Lakes.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot that stands in the way of the caliber that these 2 teams fire with, that's for sure. As there you go, the conference trophy hoisted up there by the Snowbirds as they come away with an 18-2 record going into the final 2 games of the regular season. But
well, I mean, it was just one of those games, Shane, where you never felt like Inland Lakes was truly out of it.
No.
You felt like at any point in time they could make a run, make a 3-pointer, get a steal, get an and one, make the free throw, get a steal again, make a layup, and boom, there's 8 quick points. And we saw it a couple times, but as you see right there, the Gaylord St. Mary's ladies Snowbirds celebrating their 2024-2025 conference championships all by themselves. They don't have to share the hardware tonight. They are going to take that one back to the Monsignor Kaminsky Gymnasium with just 1 conference loss in this new formation of the Ski Valley Conference here. And, well, Shane, the test doesn't get any easier for the Snowbirds as Thursday night they'll be taking on Harbor Springs. Harbor Springs, who, by all accounts, one of the front runners for the district here in Class C. Maybe even regional quarterfinal aspiration for the Harbor Springs Rams. That'll be a tremendous game Thursday night as the Lady Snowbirds take on the Lady Rams. We'll have that one for you here.
I couldn't be more excited, Charles. And I got to make one other point here. The Snowbirds played their guts out tonight, but so did the Bulldogs. I mean, there's a lot to be proud of. They played just as tough as these Snowbirds, and a couple of made shots here and there. We could have had another overtime thriller.
Oh, for sure.
So, I mean, both teams here, what a fun night. And they've got a long, long way to go in the postseason, and we hope to have them right back here again, Charles.
So for all of our sponsors tonight, we want to thank you one final time. The Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport, Golf Gaylord, Gaylord Jimmy John's, J&J Construction, the Gaylord Eye Care Center, and Schultz's Marathon Gas Station and Party Store for making this broadcast possible for you to be watching from the comfort of wherever you find comfort. For myself, Charles Strail, along with Shane Smith and Jessica Alcorn here, we say good night as we sign off from Inland Lakes High School. Snowbirds take it here over the Bulldogs. Until next time, we'll see you here watching high school basketball on Next Level Broadcasting. Good night.